Hey everybody, I'm Garrick DeMeyer from Royal Constrictor Designs, and I wanted to share with you some of my favorite babies from the 2019 hatching season. I don't have all of my favorites here. Well, they're almost all my favorites, but one in particular that I wanted to show is deep in a shed right now. So I'm going to probably make this a multi-part video, and over the course of the next few months, I'll show some updates of some of my favorite snakes from 2019. So this is the first one I wanted to show you, and all these are holdbacks. I do have some examples of some of these that are for sale, but these particular animals are all holdbacks. That is a Lavender albino super mystic. Really amazing colors, kind of subtle, but just really cool. And another thing I'm trying to do with this project is to make red-eyed leucistics. I did make one a couple of years ago, and I'm working on more of them. I just haven't hit on any yet this year, but trying to make solid snakes with deep ruby red eyes. So that's a Lavender albino super mystic, and she's probably month and a half old, right around there. Okay, the next ones that I'm going to show you. Oh, and then I've got a special treat at the end of this video too. Something I hatched out a couple of weeks ago that you guys haven't seen post-shed yet, so stay tuned. Okay, these two are pieds. This is a Dreamsicle, so it's a Lavender albino pied, and this is a regular albino pied. You know, pieds are extremely varied. They can have different amounts of white in them. Some of them are really highly patterned, some are almost all white. But you can see some of the differences between these two. The Dreamsicles typically have a little bit darker eyes. Their coloration is a little bit more orange than the regular albino pied, but this one's actually pretty orange. These are definitely two of my favorite morphs of ball pythons. And then I'm trying to figure out what other genes I can get in there to enhance the color and the pattern. And actually, I'm working on some different things with the Dreamsicle right now specifically. I'm hoping to produce some GHI and GHI mystics that are het for Lavender albino pied. Okay, so that's the Dreamsicle and the albino pied. Okay, the next ones I'm going to show you. I think that this is my favorite banana of the year so far. I think. I don't know. I've hatched out some really crazy looking bananas. That is a banana, enchi, cinnamon, probable yellow belly, and probable calico. Calico and cinnamon it doesn't really give you much white. Most of the cinnamon calicos that I've produced haven't had really any white on them, but they have a pretty unique pattern to them. This one may not have calico in it. It might not even have enchi in it. I mean, sorry, yellow belly in it, but definitely got enchi, definitely cinnamon, definitely banana. And I'd say with the colors being that bright, it most likely has at least yellow belly in it. But it's a male. I'm going to keep him back and breed him, so hopefully I'll be able to prove out all the different genes in him, and then I'll kind of know what to look for more as I produce more that look like this later. You know, that's kind of what you have to do with some of these. You can suspect what's in there based on what parents produce them, but then you know, once you breed them and prove them out, you know, hopefully your first clutch you can pick out all the individual genes that are in it, and then you kind of know, like, if you produce an animal that looks like that in the future, you can assume that it's got the same genes in it. This ball python gene identification or morph identification thing is getting harder and harder every single generation of babies that I'm producing. It's just really, really tough sometimes. Okay, then the next one, I just showed this one on a video pretty recently. This is one of two that I have. This is the Leopard genetic stripe. I'm having a really hard time producing these. I've had a total of 3 clutches that could have had these, as well as pastel leopard genetic stripes and other things in there. and I've produced one pair of these so far, and from the response that I've gotten from them, they seem to be very popular. I really want to try to produce more of these because everybody's been asking me if I'm going to sell this pair that I have, or if I have any hats, and I do have some hats available. But yeah, it seems like this. I think that the Leopard genetic stripe project is going to really give a lot of life to the genetic stripe project in general. I mean, that's just the most awesome stripe. I love it. I just want to see what adding all the other colors in the ball python spectrum can do to that. Okay, so then let's see, I've got some nice clown stuff here. This one right here I showed in a previous video. I believe that this is an Orange Dream Fire Spider Clown, and it may be a yellow belly as well. You know, the problem is that the pattern is so reduced. I'm just not sure about yellow belly, but it's got really good colors overall. It's very bright. I don't know if that's going to show up in the picture or in the video, but really, really bright. So I'm going to keep that one and raise it up and breed it and see what comes out of it. I think that's my favorite spider clown that I've ever produced. I like when you can see like the real bold pattern. I hope that stays, that nice striping down the back. Hopefully that'll stay just looking like that. Okay. The next one I have is another one from a previous video. That girl, I think, is a fire calico yellow belly clown. I'm not 100% sure about the fire part of that now. The overall color of the snake is kind of darkening up a little bit, but it's got to have calico in it. That's the only thing I can think of that's going to give it that kind of pattern along the sides. You know, calico with clown doesn't make, you know, a white-sided clown. I kind of wish it did, but this is pretty cool too with that busy pattern. That's got to be yellow belly in there. I'm pretty sure there's calico in there. And like I said, there may be fire. I didn't know that there was fire in the father of this, and there definitely wasn't fire in the mother. So, you know, it might not be fire that's doing this, but something's giving it a different color. Either way, she's a wild looking snake, really busy pattern. So I'm going to keep this one and see what I can produce from her. And hopefully eventually be able to figure out everything she has in her. Okay, then. This is a little clown pied, just a normal clown pied. It's actually only the second normal clown pied I've ever produced. I've produced a pastel, actually a killer clown pied, and is it 2 or 3? I think 2 regular pastel clown pieds, and then 2 regular clown pieds. This is only the second male that I've ever produced, so I'm gonna keep him. I wanted a backup male. I've been hoping to hit on one for a couple of years now. I needed a backup male so I can get him in, so I can get clown pied into more projects, and I want to breed that to just some crazy off the wall projects. Like I'd like to breed him to like a super orange dream, firefly, you know, different things like that where I can get some really crazy double hets and then cross those back into the clown pied project. So that's a little bitty male clown pied, just a few weeks old. Okay, now for the big one. Okay, a few weeks ago I hatched out Coral Glow Lucifer Super Microscale, or completely scaleless ball python, and I wanted to show her post shed. So here she is. She just took her first meal yesterday, so she's doing great. She's really pink. You know, with the Coral Glow in there and the Lucifer, you know, you don't get a lot of contrast in the super microscales or the scaleless snakes, but really cool snake, and I'm hoping that she does well. She seems to be doing great so far. You know, like I said, just took her first meal yesterday, so I don't want to keep her out too long and stress her out or anything, but she's doing great. So I'm gonna practice keeping a scaleless snake. I'm not, there's some differences between keeping these versus regular ball pythons as far as the bedding and the humidity and shed cycles and all that kind of stuff. So she's going to be a little bit of experimental work for me, and hopefully she'll thrive, and hopefully I'll be able to produce more in the future. I've held back some really nice microscale combos over the past year and a half. So hopefully I'll be able to produce more unique microscale combos, and then also some super microscale combos in the near future too. She's just so smooth. I just love her. Okay, so those are the holdbacks that I wanted to show you. My favorite ball pythons from 2019 so far, part one. I'm sure I'm going to do quite a few more of these because all of you know that I'm a snake hoarder. I have a problem. I'm holding back too many snakes every year because I love them all so much. So I'll continue to show some of the other holdbacks that I have over the course of the summer and fall. So yeah, I will be back soon with another video, and let me know what you think about this super microscale and all the others that I showed. You can comment in the spot below this video, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't done that yet. And I will be back with another video very soon.